Hello to all you Capricorns. Hello and welcome to this monthly horoscope for April 2013. What's going to happen? Well, there is an eclipse, a lunar eclipse on the 25th of April in Scorpio, on 5 degrees of Scorpio. I have made a separate video about that, so I'll put the link beneath so you can see a bit more in general and in detail what that eclipse is all about, what the flavor is of the eclipse. Now with eclipses, they occur on a certain date, but it is definitely the fact that they do happen or they do have some kind of influence a couple of weeks before and a couple of weeks after that. So that's why I strongly emphasize this eclipse in the monthly horoscopes, because that's the most important thing that is going on. What is going on with this eclipse, or the flavor of it, is pretty much about letting go of tension. Suddenly tension has the opportunity to let go of, so that's very positive. But it is also the fact that there could be sadness involved. So that is a flavor in a nutshell of the meaning of that eclipse in general for all signs. Now, what does it mean for a Capricorn? For Capricorn, this all happens, especially if you have a Capricorn rising, this all happens in your 5th house and your 11th house. These are easy houses, so to speak, and I mean, these are not the core axis of our lives, so not the key areas of our lives. So that's why for Capricorns it's a bit on a lighter level, but it could be the flavor of letting go of tension and together with having a feeling of sadness. I think this is a really recognizable energy, and I also give a bit of examples in the other video, and it's applicable for you here. What could be the case, an example, the 5th house is about, so the sun is in there in the 5th house, and the moon is in Scorpio in your 11th house. And it's conjuncting Saturn in the 11th house, which is your ruler. And it's opposing Mars in your, again, 5th house, together with the Sun and Venus. So there's a lot of emphasis on these two houses. Now, these two houses are about a lot of things. One example could be children. It could be that, and I give that example in the other video, it could be that you have to let go of a child that goes to college, that is 18 years old, and they go off and they study, and you're very happy because of that. So there is something of a release going on, but also a kind of sadness. So that's just one example of how this can be for some Capricorns. For other Capricorns, it could be has to do with romance, so that you have to let go of a certain romance because you know it's not going to work out, and that gives you some kind of liberation. But funny enough, a kind of a liberation, but it can also add a bit of sadness going on. Or on another level, it could be has to do with friends that you will have to let go of, and a friend that is not longer aligned with your thoughts or your values, and you will be content that you do that you do like this, but it will also give you a feeling of sadness. So these are all the areas that it is possible that it could happen to a Capricorn, especially that last one, because your ruler is Saturn and it's in the 11th house of friends, but it's the 11th house is also aspiration, so maybe you will let go of an aspiration and you're a bit sad about that. Could be the case as well. So many different levels, but all in all it means that it's a positive thing, because you can go up a level and you can go further on your path that you are taking. With Saturn and the Moon in the 11th house, it could also mean that you feel a bit isolated, with that you think that do you really have got friends? And if you have got friends, are they really there for a purpose? Do they really encourage you? Are they really being supportive? And it could be that if you think that all of this, you answer negative, that you will just stop with the contact and with the connection, which is, at the end, it's a good thing. So this is a very interesting thing going on for a lot of us. It also means that the things that we are too much attached to, that we identify ourselves too much with these houses, then we're going to have problems because we are too attached, and we are not reflective enough to see that we are way much too into that role, maybe that role of a mother. We are too much of a mom. We identify totally, and then pain follows. But if we understand that, and if we are aware of it, the pain diminishes and the happiness comes in. So together with this eclipse, Neptune and Pluto is very much supportive towards that eclipse. Pluto, which is in your sign, is sextiling the eclipse, and on another side it is trining it as well. So Pluto is really showing this transformation, whatever it is that needs to transform, and particularly around the end of the month, it will have its meaning and it will be good for you. It will add to more truthfulness and to more authenticity of your own personality, because this Pluto is in your first house of your personality. On the other side, Neptune, which is in your third house of communication and of thinking and of siblings. This Neptune is also in favor of this eclipse. So this Neptune softens it a little bit. And it's trining and sextiling also the eclipse. So it's showing and it's giving hope, and it's showing that there is connection, that there is no isolation. And you do this through your thinking and through your understanding of it. So all in all, this month is a very, very good month for everybody. Then the last thing I wanted to mention is Mercury. Mercury, the planet of understanding and the planet of communication, is in your fourth house together with Uranus. So for the whole month. So it means the fourth house is your home and is your core, is your identity. So this is also a part of the puzzle that you are going to think a lot about, maybe your roots, where you come from, where are all these attachments coming from, and you will be able to understand after this transit. You will be able to understand more of yourself, of your deepest core, and that is always interesting, isn't it? So I wish you all the best with this month of April for you Capricorns. It will give you a lot of wisdom, and wisdom, the word wisdom is associated with Capricorn. So wish you all the best and see you next month. Bye bye.